going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, and it has been quite a busy 48 hours of wrestling or so. We had a great Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which a lot of people think was shit, and I disagree. You had a great Divas title match. You had a great Money in the Bank ladder match, you know, solidifying Seth Rollins, etc., etc., etc. The title match, the actual the actual World Heavyweight Championship ladder match was good from what I saw. My cable was being shit because unlike, you know, A&P out there, I still pay for my pay-per-views, but my cable kind of went shit on the last half of the ladder match, but what I saw, it was good. I'm not going to let the fact that John Cena won affect the fact that it was a good match. Everybody had their spots, everybody did their thing, and ultimately, John Cena is going to get fed to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That's the rumor, so I'm okay with that. And you know what? I'd rather see John Cena get fed to Brock Lesnar than, say, Bray Wyatt, or Roman Reigns, or Cesaro, or even Alberto Del Rio. But it was a good show. Raw had a lot of surprises. We had 3 returns. We had a title change. We had all kinds of stuff. We're already setting the pace for Battleground. I'm actually coming to you not at ass o'clock in the morning because I've got the day off. It's Canada Day here, so for any of my viewers that are from Canada, happy Canada Day. For all my friends in the States, happy Independence Day in a few days, right? Okay. Now, what this video is about is, and you know, this one's not even going to be a dig at Daniel Bryan, so chill. But it's another retort to all the people that are shitting on WWE. Oh, there's nothing we can get invested in. There's no storylines. They're not building anything. Yada yada yada. But I've kind of got to disagree. I'm going to give you a list of all the things going on in WWE right now. Now, I'm going to preface this, because not everything on this list is top-notch main event caliber shit. Not everything on this list do I even particularly care about, do I expect you to particularly care about. But it doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean that there isn't something there. Is that fair? I'm not asking you to look at every single thing on this list that I've got and say, oh my god, that could be a main event for WrestleMania, because a lot of it's not. I will give you that. But there's a lot of things, there's a lot of intriguing things going on in the WWE, especially things that have been tweaked in the last, like I say, 48 hours or so. So here's all the feuds, potential feuds and storylines going on in WWE right now. First of all, you have the story with the Bellas versus Stephanie McMahon. Now, is this a ploy to just make sure we keep thinking about Daniel Bryan? Absolutely. Is that kind of sad? Yes. But you've got Stephanie McMahon in a role that makes the most sense for her. It doesn't make any sense for Stephanie McMahon to get in Daniel Bryan's face, or for Stephanie McMahon to get in John Cena's face, or for Stephanie McMahon to, say, you know, get in the Usos' face, or whoever, because there's no payoff there. Guys can't hit girls in the WWE. Guys shouldn't hit girls in general, fair enough. But this is something that could be a lot different, because we just saw what Stephanie McMahon did to Vicky Guerrero in their quote-unquote mud, you're fired match, whatever. But we've got 2 possible ways this could go. Brie Bella could come back, and she could fight Stephanie McMahon, defending her husband. Or Brie Bella could stay away. Nikki Bella could fight Stephanie McMahon, defending her sister, which is fine. The way they're putting this together, I like the fact that they're playing up that Brie is defending her husband, Daniel Bryan. Nikki is defending her sister. Nikki, they're really not making any reference to her being with John Cena, which is good, because that would muddy the whole thing, and he's still there, and yeah, I don't want to see a Nikki and John Cena versus Triple H and Stephanie mixed tag. That's got horrible main event written all over it. So they've kept Cena out. They've kept Bryan in. It serves a purpose. It keeps us all in Bryan mind and all that sort of thing, and we feel sorry for Brie when really she's probably out making goat babies or something like that. So most likely it's going to be the battle of the fake tits between Nikki Bella and Stephanie McMahon. And you know what? It makes sense. It's okay. It doesn't hurt anybody. And, you know, they're both hot. Let them do their thing. Layla versus Summer Rae with Fandango kind of stuck in the middle. It's still going. I think the most intriguing... It's ridiculous. Let's be clear. This is a ridiculous feud that you can kind of laugh at. But I think it's kind of funny how serious Fandango takes it. You see him in every situation. He seems genuinely perplexed and genuinely pulled in two directions. And, you know, he's genuinely, you know, torn apart by this whole big thing. He's the guy in the bad spot, so to speak. I mean, I'm sure, like me, like you, like a lot of us, we would love to be in Fandango's shoes, have that menu to choose from, but that's fine. Layla versus Summer Rae, their match at Money in the Bank wasn't horrible. If they have another one or two, or, you know, they carry it on a little quieter and make it last till SummerSlam, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. Now, if we look at Raw this week and we see the potential connection between Summer Rae and Dolph Ziggler, this is where it gets interesting, because this could lead to a Fandango versus Dolph Ziggler feud. Now, everybody in the YWC, the token "you must think this if you are in the YWC" response is, "Oh my god, why would Ziggler do that? It's so beneath him, blah 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 blah." Well, it wasn't beneath Chris Jericho, and Jericho is a lot higher on the totem pole than Ziggler is, number one. Number two, what does Ziggler do better than anybody else? He sells the hell out of his opponents. Ziggler can make anybody look good, and for Fandango, who's not taken very seriously at the moment, that could help him out a lot. I personally like Fandango. I like Johnny Curtis, what he can do in the ring. So, put these two in a match together. Have them even have a mini feud. Blow it off at Battleground if you want to. Keep the Ziggler-Summer Rae story separate. I really don't care. But if we get Layla versus Summer Rae at Battleground, if we get Fandango versus Ziggler at Battleground or some other pay-per-view that we can build to, it's all good. It really is all good. Now, Cameron versus Naomi. Nobody gives a shit about Cameron. This is to be understood. This is only for the benefit of Naomi, because they could just split off the Funkadactyl. She could stay face. Everything could be okay. We could slowly weed Cameron out. But if they make a conscious break, a conscious decision to break these two girls up, Naomi can go, as she proved at Money in the Bank against Paige, which is a very, very underrated match in most of the community from what I've seen. But not only can she go, she needs to shed this image. She needs to shed the Funkette image. She needs to shed the, you know, happy-go-lucky cheerleader bullshit. She needs to go in there, wreck shop, destroy Cameron, send Cameron away for a little while, forge her way forward, and then go and try again for the Divas Championship. It's only going to be good for her. She's going to prove that Cameron was the Janetti of the group, and this is how these types of stories go. I can speak, I swear. Speaking of the title, AJ versus Paige. Just let it sink in for a second. AJ versus Paige. Oh yes. AJ came back on Raw. AJ is a face, clearly. I agree and disagree with how they've double-turned these girls on a dime. On the one hand, it's very, very abrupt with no particular reason, and Paige is all of a sudden a heel for no reason particularly. At the same time, people miss AJ. AJ has an association with Punk, and she never got a rematch. So everything about this screams AJ should be face. Yeah, this is going to be phenomenal. This is going to go to Battleground. This is probably going to go past Battleground, and I am okay with that. As my good friend and tag team partner STEPHIE Sunshine would say, our wife is back. It's all good. I'm not hopping off the Paige train. I think this is genuinely... I'm a fan of Paige. I'm a fan of AJ. So right now, at this point, I am a fan of this match. Does that make sense? I'm not pulling for either girl, because I like both of them. I'm a fan of this match, which is really, really exciting. And it's really, really, you know, something to look forward to. Now, in those first feuds alone, if you... Okay, I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but if Stephanie McMahon has a match, then for that match, she's part of the Divas Division. So what I've just laid out here, depending on if it's Nikki, if it's Brie, or if it's both of them, 4 or 5 different Divas storylines. Brie versus Stephanie, Nikki versus Stephanie, Layla versus Summer Rae, Cameron versus Naomi, and AJ versus Paige. When was the last time we had any realistic stories in the Divas Division, let alone 4 or 5 of them? Thing is, any one of these storylines could go towards getting a title shot. You know, Brie or Nikki could say, hey, Stephanie, once we beat up you, we get a title shot, right? Layla versus Summer Rae, same thing. They have, like, say the girls, say Layla and Summer Rae have a best of 5 series, for example. Clearly the winner of that would get a title shot at some point. Cameron versus Naomi. Naomi could say, hey, you know, I was distracted by my former partner last time I fought Paige. This time I'm ready to go. I get another title shot. It's all good. Rusev, I don't really have a lot of time for, to be honest. As I've said multiple times on this channel, I think he is the slightly more successful version of the Great Khali for as far as WWE booking is concerned. But Rusev versus Big E gave both of those guys who really didn't have anything to do something to do, and they both looked good doing it. Now, Big E has had his ass handed to him on several occasions. So enter in the new babyface, Jack Swagger. I'm sorry, Rusev is doing his job as a heel if Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter get babyface reactions. Here's two guys, similar in size, similar in build. They're both imposing in their... Like, you don't really take Jack Swagger seriously, but if you were standing face to face with him, he is an imposing looking guy. He's a big guy. He's an agile guy. He's got all the physical tools. It's just, you know, between the lisp and the fact that he's never had a solid push and the fact that he's never really had any character development other than, okay, we hate his manager. See Vicky Guerrero, see Zeb Coulter. All that aside, he is an imposing, athletic guy in the ring. And obviously so is Rusev, as he's been proving over the past several weeks. This feud could be very, very interesting. Now, it's going to leave Big E in the dust, obviously. But I think it's really, really funny that we look at Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger's gimmick, and it's so pompous. They're so full of themselves. They're such heels. It's such negative asshole behavior. When really they've turned face by taking those exact same elements and quantities and just directing them at a heel. They haven't really changed what they've done. They haven't really changed their point of view. They haven't really changed what they've come out and said and the ideas that they've put out there. They've just aimed those ideas at a heel, and all of a sudden they're baby faces. And I think for Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger, that's a really, really big shot in the arm for them. It's really, really good. Goldust and Stardust versus Ryback. Mixed feelings on the Stardust gimmick by most people. Again, talking to Steffi Sunshine, Cody Rhodes is one of her boys. I showed her a picture of Stardust because she's not watching as much as we are right now, and she basically, you know, said he looked really, really creepy and like he might have little children locked up in his basement, which is true. I mean, the guy's all in black and gold, and they've decided to give him red eyes. It's kind of weird. It molds with Goldust perfectly. I think that part of it's fantastic. The story, though, Ryback and Curtis Axel going around saying that they are the team that breaks up tag teams. They did break up the Rhodes brothers, and for them to be you know, Goldust and Stardust to be getting their comeuppance on Ryback in repetitive layers is a good story to have, because look, we changed what we had to change. We've come back bigger, badder, stronger than ever, and we're going to prove it against the team that thinks they broke us. It's a great, great story for the tag team division, and it's a great, great rivalry to have that doesn't even involve the titles, and you need to have that. If the only story happening in your division is the story about the belt, it's not a strong division. Hence why I'm happy we have 4 different feuds in the Divas division right now. We have at least 2 different feuds in the tag team division. Now, if you look at it, Stardust and Goldust versus Ryback, so the winner of that gets a title shot, that's believable. It really, really is. But not yet, because the next feud I want to talk about is the Usos versus the Wyatts. Now, the Wyatts made a hell of a showing of themselves at Money in the Bank. The fact that they lost is bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Luke Harper, 300 and whatever pounds of him doing the suicide dive through the ropes. Fucking fantastic. Fantastic. And because they have such a cult following, a cult loyalty to Bray Wyatt, I really was hoping that on Raw that he would come in and just cut a promo on his boys, talking about how pathetic and sad and disappointing they are, you know, slapping some taste into them and that sort of thing. Kind of like what Zeb did to Swagger a little while ago when he got fired up. And sending them out, you know, bigger, badder, more motivated, and more dangerous than ever, you know, give them a rematch. Give them a non-title rematch on Raw or SmackDown or whatever, and then they've earned another title shot at Battleground. Everybody's happy. They destroy the Usos, and then they go from there. And we revert back to my video from a couple videos ago. Look at all these tag teams we have. blah, 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 blah. Adam Rose versus Damian Sandow, which a lot of people are going to roll their eyes at. I think it's perfect. What they're doing with Damian Sandow right now is fantastic. Everybody's like, oh, they keep giving him these shitty gimmicks. They keep wasting him on a... Do you not think that they're giving him these shitty gimmicks just so that you will give him that exact response? Damian Sandow's so great. Damian Sandow's so wonderful in the ring, and he's such a talented guy. Why are they doing this to him? So what does that make the fans do? That makes the fans yearn for the real Damian Sandow to come out, and that is coming. They're throwing all this silly... They're making Damian Sandow do all these silly, silly things after he cut that one pipe bomb a couple weeks ago. I won't say pipe bomb, but pipe bomb-ish promo, like he was trying to go for a shoot type thing. And this week on Raw, he did the whole Vince McMahon thing, which was another dig at the Authority, which shows that he doesn't really want to be doing what he's doing, and it rallies the fans behind him. And then they send out friggin' at Money in the Bank, they send out Adam Rose, which is, as much as I love Adam Rose, he is the symbol of all the silliness that Damian Sandow is fighting against right now. So this guy who's being given shitty gimmicks and being given, I'm sure in his mind, shitty opponents, who's struggling to be taken so seriously, is a fantastic thing. Because when he breaks through and says he's had enough and the real Damian Sandow comes out again, everybody's going to be behind him. He's going to be babyface, whether they book him that way or not. So before you look at it on face value and say, oh, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, maybe there's a reason it's dumb. Maybe there's a reason they're making him do stupid things. So that you will say, hey, why are you making him do stupid things? He's so great. Just saying. And I mean, Adam Rose is a lot of fun, too. Just putting that one out there. Skewing away from the fun a little bit, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. The entire Money in the Bank contract ladder match on Sunday was Ambrose and Rollins with some other people thrown in. Those other people got thrown out of the way. These two fought. Rollins had his ridiculous spot when he got slammed in the ladder, and then the ladder bounced out of place and he got his head basically crushed between two ladders, which was a ridiculous spot. Will probably be one of the spots of the year, or at least somewhere on the highlight reel at the end of the year. And Ambrose has the story that apparently Rollins separated his shoulder and he had to leave and come back and all that sort of thing. So they have done significant damage to each other. Not only that, Rollins winning the Money in the Bank briefcase is great. The way he did it builds him as a heel fantastically. Somewhere along the way, these guys are going to run head on and destroy each other. Like, that's just WWE writing 101. But I like the story that Dean Ambrose has put forward right now, whereas he's almost glad that Rollins has the Money in the Bank briefcase because he won't be able to cash it in, because every time he tries to cash it in, he has to look over his shoulder like he did on Raw, where Rollins basically had to drop the case and run, and Triple H had to sit there and look pissed, and Ambrose is going to destroy shit. Ambrose on the mic, now that he's out of the Shield and doing his own thing, is fucking amazing shit. As a heel, Seth Rollins, as that great guy that we're so disappointed is with Triple H, he's doing a wonderful job. He really, really is. And he's managed to keep some of the exciting elements of his arsenal, which doesn't always happen with people when they turn heel. I love the curb stomp. The curb stomp is a dirty move, and Dirty Deeds is a dirty move. So, yeah. Yeah, that's going to go for a while. That's going to go for a long while until Rollins actually successfully cashes in the briefcase. Now, I'm thinking, because of the way this is going and because of the names that are going to be holding the title in the next little while, see Orton, see Cena, see Lesnar, I don't think Rollins is going to win when he cashes in. But that's okay, because I think when he tries to cash in and fails, it's going to be because of Ambrose, and that will only add to this story. Bad News Barrett is injured, and that sucks a lot of balls, and he's going to be out for a couple months with a separated shoulder. Hey, you have something in common with Ambrose, it's great. But we are having the Intercontinental Championship Battleground Battle Royal. I like the concept of the Battle Royal, only because regardless of who wins, other things can happen in a Battle Royal between two people, and they can choose to focus on any instance in any Battle Royal and make a feud out of it. Hey, this guy knocked out this guy, and he's not happy about it, so he's going to go take it out on this guy, and yada yada yada. Now, what I would really love is for Sandow to break out of his shell and become the new Intercontinental Championship holder in this Battle Royal. I don't think that's going to happen. What I do think is going to happen is just as good, if not better, and that is that the King of Swing, the winner of the inaugural Andre the Giant over-the-top rope 30-man Battle Royal, Cesaro, is going to win, because in his corner is the man who is the one in 21-1. He's the one that led Brock Lesnar to break the streak at WrestleMania, etc., etc., etc. Put any gold on Cesaro, and Heyman's going to go to town, and that's just fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. Now, we get into some really exciting shit. Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho came back on Raw. Jericho was assaulted by the Wyatt family, 3-on-1. There it is. It's as simple as it is. You know, Jericho, there doesn't really need to be a storyline. The way Bray Wyatt is, you just accept it. Jericho is the next head that Wyatt wants to plant on his wall. Now, great matches. Anybody that saw Jericho versus Wyatt in NXT will know that these two have great matches, and they've only come farther since, so it'll be great. Jericho puts everybody and their mother over, so this is going to help Bray Wyatt immensely. This will sort of erase the damage that some people seem to think the Cena feud did. The Cena feud wasn't designed for Bray Wyatt to win. It was designed to get the fans behind him. It was designed for them to translate all their hate for John Cena into fandom for Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry, no matter who you are, the crowd pays a little bit more attention to you if there's a chance you're going to beat John Cena. And if he beats you, you are automatically made. Look at the Sheamus Daniel Bryan situation that I've mentioned before. But the fact that Bray Wyatt got screwed in the booking of the Bray Wyatt versus John Cena feud is only going to have the fans more behind him. Now he's got a following. He's got a ridiculous following. And now he's going to go into a feud that people will actually care about with somebody that people actually care about in Chris Jericho, who doesn't mind putting new talent over. Look at what he did for Fandango at WrestleMania a few years ago. This is a gift wrapped in gold paper for Bray Wyatt. Now, the other thing, Jericho made his comeback on Raw. He made his comeback at the expense of the comeback of The Miz. So if we have a side detour and we have Chris Jericho versus my boy The Miz, oh yes, it won't hurt my feelings at all. It really, really, especially if they're going to build it up as, like, who's the better cross-platform performer, yada, yada, yada. Because obviously Jericho wins that, but for Miz to come out there and say that he thinks he's a more multifaceted, more multimedia, cross-platform, overall superstar is a great building block for a feud. And you know what? If Jericho puts over The Miz, oh, yes. All of my yes. How about that? How about all of my yes? Yes! Yes! Oh, we really need Daniel Bryan, don't we? Side note, when Daniel Bryan comes back, his first rivalry has to be Bo Dallas. I'm sorry you can't come back right now, Daniel. That's really gotta be a pain in the neck. All you have to do is Bo leave. Fan-fucking-tastic. Now, the title picture, as always, is a little bit of clusterfuck. Battleground, we have a fatal four-way: Cena versus Orton versus Kane versus Roman Reigns, which is fine because it's Orton and it's Kane, and, you know, we're going to have the same conspiracy-type storylines that we had during Money in the Bank, which played out rather good as far as I'm concerned. But the fourth person in there is Roman Reigns, and you figure this storyline of A, Triple H not wanting Roman Reigns anywhere near a title, and B, Triple H wanting to have complete control of his main event. It doesn't really make sense that he put Roman Reigns in there, but we know Roman Reigns isn't going to win. He's going to be that guy that's always, for a while, I think, he's going to be that guy that hovers in the title picture without getting it, which is fine, because people that say it's too early for him to grab a title, you know, there may be some validity to that, but I think being in the title conversation is doing him a lot of good. He's not going to win. Kane's not going to win because he's filler, and he's there to be Triple H's bitch. So there's no hesitation at all on my part that, oh my god, Kane might be the champion. That's bullshit. That's not happening. Roman Reigns isn't going to be the champion because I think, or at least I'm hoping, that we're going towards what I really want to see, which is Roman Reigns versus Triple H, which will be another fantastic story all on its own. What we have right now is a revamp, once again, of one of the longest-standing current rivalries in the WWE, and that's John Cena versus Randy Orton. And everybody else is going to bitch, oh, you know, this is old, it's predictable, it's like an old, you know, familiar shoe, and all that other bullshit and all those other cliches that are really, really shitty cliches, because these guys actually do, even John Cena, I'm going to put into this, they do put on good matches, because there's a lot of history between the two of them. They've worked well together. They've worked a lot together, and at various points in WWE history, these two have been the two top guys. They've been sort of 1 and 1B, so to speak, in the WWE. When the brands were split, Cena ran Raw, Orton ran SmackDown. When they were, well, before the brand split, they were the guys always fighting for the belt. You know, throw in Edge occasionally, throw in Triple H occasionally, you know, depending on how far back you want to go. But these two guys are the guys. As far as the, you know, WWE has actually booked them to be main eventer, believable rivalry going forward, these guys are the guys, whether you like it or not. Most people don't like Orton. I don't like Cena. I get it. Here's the thing. Orton is not going to win. It just is what it is. There's too many people that are pissed off at the Authority right now for me to believe Orton winning. And Orton can go and have rivalries on behalf of the Authority for a lot of other reasons, yada yada yada. What it means is, as I've said before, Cena's going to hold the belt for 2 or 3 months, which is, it's not great, but whatever. And then he's going to get fed to Lesnar at SummerSlam. And as I mentioned already, if there's anybody that I want to see fed to Brock Lesnar, good and proper, maybe no rules match, etc., bust his shit up again, it's John Cena. By a long shot, by a country mile. But yeah, guys, there's 15 or so feuds, possible feuds, current storylines that I've gone through here right now. So for all of you who's like, WWE never books anything, they never build anything, they don't have any stories, nothing's going on in the WWE right now. I've just spent almost 27 minutes proving otherwise. Anyways, go back one video, toss your questions on to my Q&A. I hope you guys are enjoying that, because I certainly am. Other than that, I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all of these conversations going. What did you think of Money in the Bank? What did you think of Raw? All the comebacks, all the changes, all the turns. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.